Hello YouTube, it's Alan. Today I wanted to talk with you about the issue of people being mean on YouTube, like, people being haters. And I just thought I would share my own thoughts and my own approaches to dealing with that, in case anybody finds that useful. So, I can see how people who are considering starting to make videos on YouTube about being trans might be worried about the prospect of having people write nasty comments on their videos. Um, and that was a concern of mine at the beginning. It always is. So that totally makes sense because it does happen sometimes. But, it's happened to me less than I might have expected or feared. I don't get nasty comments that often. Um, I mean, granted, I'm not one of those people who has, like, how many subscribers do the especially famous trans people have? I don't know, like, many, many, many thousands. I mean, I think I have 3,000 or something like that. I don't really pay much attention to my numbers of subscribers. So you'd probably get more, I would assume, if you were extremely popular or famous. Um, but anyway, I don't get that many nasty comments. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not even, I don't even get one nasty comment per video. I mean, it's less than that, which is good. So, there's that. Now, there are some things I do to try to reduce my chances of getting nasty comments. And this kind of is related to the fact that I am not on YouTube trying to be really famous. I'm not trying to be popular. Um, so I'm not trying to reach as many people as possible. So an example of what I'm talking about is that I've found that it seems to help if I do not type the word testosterone anywhere in my videos, like in the title, the video description. I never type the word testosterone because one time a few years ago I did that. I typed the word testosterone and I got a nasty comment from somebody who seemed like a cisgender guy who was looking up information about, I don't know, increasing testosterone somehow, like for bodybuilding or something. And there is a lot of that on YouTube. I mean, a lot of people look up testosterone and they're not trans. So, see, when people do searches, either through Google or YouTube, any words that you type in your video title or description could lead your video to come up in these searches that people do. So I try to not include words that would come up in typical searches that people would do if they're not necessarily looking for anything having to do with being trans. So I never type the word testosterone. And that reminds me of something that's not really related to dealing with haters, but it popped into my head just now, so I might as well mention it. I never type my name anywhere, not anywhere on my channel, not anywhere on my videos at all, because I don't want people who know me in real life to Google my name or be like, I wonder if Alan is trans, and they like type in my name with the word trans or with the word FTM or something like that. And then they might find my videos, so never type my name. And I know that that can happen because my mom did that once, so that's how I know about it. Anyway, other things. Um, okay, so since it is certainly possible to still receive comments that are not nice, one way I deal with that possibility is that I tend to only read comments on my videos when I'm in a mood or mindset or like a state of mind where I feel that I can deal with that. Like, if it's right before bed or something and I'm kind of tired, I'll probably not look at any comments. So that's a strategy that you could try. Um, and if I do come across a comment that is nasty, here's my approach. I usually don't try to like argue against it, like to tell them that they're wrong for calling me whatever nasty stuff they're calling me, or if they're saying really ignorant things about gender or the gender binary or something. I usually don't try to engage with that because partly I don't even want to put forth the energy to deal with hate. I mean, my purpose of being on YouTube is not really to educate people who are ignorant about trans stuff. I mean, that in general in the world, that's really important. That's hugely important for people to be educated about trans issues and identity. But I don't want to, or I do not feel that I'm able to burden myself with that all the time on YouTube. My primary purpose in being on YouTube is just to communicate with other trans people, like to share my experience, get, like just connections with other trans people. So that's my purpose. And then my other purpose is that it's just kind of therapeutic to make videos for me personally, to work through my own transition and my own thoughts and feelings about gender and stuff like that. So I'm not really trying to educate every single person who says something that's kind of ignorant. That's kind of too much for me to deal with on a daily basis. And also, I think that engaging with people who write nasty things or really ignorant things, it might not work. Because think about what might be going on in their head. If they are against trans identity or something, why are they watching a trans video? Probably not to learn, because if they were doing it to learn, they wouldn't write a nasty comment. So they're probably in this mindset where they have a whole lot of issues within them, and they're kind of lashing out because of their own psychological issues. So that's not really an ideal situation for getting somebody to learn. Yeah, so sometimes I will respond to certain nasty or ignorant comments if I feel up to it in the moment, but often I won't. So what do I do? Well, if it's something that bothers me and I don't want to ever see it again, I'll delete the comment. I have no problem doing that. I'll delete whatever comments I don't like, because as I said, my purpose in YouTube is connecting with trans people and just processing my own thoughts, so why would I bother to look back at nasty comments? There's no reason for that. Delete. And if there's somebody who writes a particularly nasty or ignorant comment, or if they write something that's not that bad, but then I respond, and then they type something that is kind of combative, or just combative. Like, sometimes people will write things that they're not entirely what you would typically think of as nasty, but they're kind of just combative or really argumentative. So with people like that, or with people who write nasty, hateful things, I have no hesitations in blocking them. And you can do this on YouTube. I mention this because perhaps not everybody knows about it. You can block people. I don't hesitate to do it. I'm quite happy to block people. So the way you do that is you click on the person's username, you'll go to their YouTube page, and then in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little icon that looks like a flag. I'm just looking at this right now. So you click on the flag icon, and a little menu comes down that says block user, report, blah, blah, blah. So if you just click block user, then they will never be able to see anything that you post in the future or that you posted in the past on YouTube. they're completely blocked from everything you do on YouTube. So I've done that with a number of people and have no regrets. Because as I said, I'm not going to repeat my purposes for being on YouTube. I already said that. But anyway, and I have actually blocked more than one person who seems to be trans or person who seems to be LGBT in some way, because it's not like LGBT people write wonderful things all the time. I've had some of them write things that show that they are really not listening to what I'm actually saying. They're really distorting my point and writing something really combative, or else something that happens, probably one of the most frequent types of sort of hateful or mean comments that I get, or ignorant comments. One of the most frequent types is from YouTubers who seem to, judging by what they write or judging by their username, seem to identify as a lesbian or butch woman. And of course, as some of us know, there's one in particular out there who's really like nasty and obsessive and really messed up. And I've heard that she will sometimes create all of these different profiles on websites and just make ignorant or mean comments to people from all of these different usernames. I have no idea if that's what's going on, but like sometimes such people will write comments like, oh, I feel so sorry for you, like you've like mutilated yourself or something, or you would be so much better if you had remained as a woman, or stuff like that, And so I'm like, I don't have time for that. I'm just deleting that and blocking you. So that pretty much sums it up. Well, I guess sort of a last comment that relates to everything I said is that you can't please everyone. I'm not trying to please everyone. If people are bothered by what I say, well, that's too bad for you. It's not like I'm going to censor myself. So that's part of my philosophy when it comes to dealing with this stuff. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Bye.